what if I told you that the woman you love does not even understand her own desire? What if her attraction, her betrayal, her sudden withdrawal wasn't a choice at all, but the echo of forces buried deep in her unconscious? Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, uncovered a truth so dangerous it was silenced by academia, erased from polite society, and ridiculed into oblivion. He found that female desire is not simply about love, not about compatibility, not even about morality. It is older, darker, primal. This is Freud's banned theory of female desire. A truth so unsettling that once you hear it, you'll never look at women or yourself the same way again. Before we begin, smash that like button, subscribe, and type "desire" in the comments if you're ready to uncover the secrets society never wanted you to know. Freud believed human behavior is 90% unconscious. That means most of what drives us is hidden beneath awareness. But when he studied women, he claimed the unconscious had an even stronger grip. He wrote that female desire is not rational. It is fluid, contradictory, and rooted in the earliest stages of childhood development. One moment, she can be loyal, nurturing, and selfless. The next, cold, distant, and cruel. Freud didn't say this made women evil. He said it made them human, but human beings enslaved to drives they cannot name. In his private writings, Freud argued that women often desire what threatens them, chase what hurts them, and reject what protects them. This paradox wasn't proof of weakness. It was proof of the unconscious at war with itself. And this, he warned, was why men fall into confusion. You believe her words, but her unconscious always betrays her. One of Freud's earliest discoveries came from his female patients. Women who suffered paralysis, hallucinations, and mood swings were diagnosed with hysteria. But Freud noticed something strange. These symptoms weren't random. They were expressions of unconscious desire. A woman who longed for freedom from her duties might suddenly collapse in exhaustion. A wife secretly resentful of her husband might develop physical pains that forced his attention back onto her. Freud concluded, hysteria was not madness, it was communication, a subconscious weapon to bend the world to hidden needs. And here's the unsettling part. Freud claimed this wasn't deception. It wasn't even intentional. The unconscious itself rewrote her body, her memory, her emotions. To her, it felt real. To him, it felt like betrayal. If you've ever been blindsided by a woman who changed her story overnight, who redefined history in ways that erased your role, Freud would say, you've seen hysteria in action. Freud dared to claim that female desire is not moral, it is primal. A man's conscience, his superego, is built on guilt, the internal voice that punishes him for violating principles. But Freud argued that a woman's superego is built on shame, the external fear of being judged or abandoned. This means her choices in love are rarely about inner truth. They are about survival. She doesn't ask, "Is this man good?" She asks, "Is this man strong enough to keep me safe? Or will others see me as valuable beside him?" To Freud, this explained why women are drawn to men who appear dangerous, dominant, or untouchable. It's not conscious, it's ancient. Her unconscious whispers, "This man can protect me, or at least elevate me." And when that perception cracks, her desire shifts instantly. Not because she lied, but because her unconscious no longer recognizes you as safe. Freud's famous patient, Anna O., was the first to reveal the terrifying power of unconscious desire. She loved, hated, and accused her doctor in cycles she could not explain. To Freud, she wasn't acting. She was trapped between conscious denial and unconscious longing. Her accusations nearly destroyed her doctor's life, yet to her, they were genuine. Freud concluded, female desire often blurs the line between fantasy and reality. What she believes in the moment feels absolute, even if it contradicts what she swore yesterday. This was Freud's warning. Never assume consistency. Desire doesn't follow reason. It follows the shifting tides of the unconscious. Freud claimed no man truly loves a woman for herself. Instead, he chases the echo of his first bond, his mother. But here's the twist, he argued, that women also shape their desire through childhood. A girl's earliest love object is her father. If he was distant, absent, or cold, she may chase men who recreate that wound. If he was overprotective, she may long for rebellion. This means her attraction to you may have little to do with who you are and everything to do with the ghost of her father. You think she sees you. Freud believed she sees her past projected onto you. Freud introduced one of his most controversial theories, penis envy. While crude in phrasing, his idea was not literal. He meant that women, upon realizing their difference from men, unconsciously feel deprived of power. This deprivation, Freud argued, shapes female desire. Women seek men who embody what they feel they lack: strength, authority, independence. But this also creates resentment. She desires the very thing she unconsciously envies. Thus, every love story carries a hidden tension, attraction mixed with resentment. Freud called it the eternal wound of female desire. Freud's clinical notes revealed that the greatest unconscious fear in women was not pain, not betrayal, not even humiliation. It was abandonment. Her unconscious is programmed to secure attachment at all costs. This is why sudden silence, withdrawal, or indifference from a man can trigger overwhelming emotions: anger, despair, hysteria. To Freud, these were not manipulations. They were survival instincts. This, he claimed, is why female desire burns brightest, not in safety, but in uncertainty. Freud believed women often fall in love with the image of how a man makes them feel about themselves. Desire, then, is not about who he is, but about the reflection he provides. If he makes her feel beautiful, she loves him. If he makes her feel invisible, she despises him. To Freud, this explained the speed with which love could turn into contempt. It wasn't the man who changed, it was the reflection she saw in his gaze. One of Freud's most unsettling claims was that cruelty is not the opposite of female love. It is part of it. He argued that women's unconscious desire often fuses passion with aggression. The same force that draws her to a man may also drive her to test, wound, or betray him, not out of malice, but because her unconscious demands proof of his strength. This, Freud warned, is why the woman who loves you may also be the one who hurts you most deeply. Freud described a phenomenon he called hysterical memory. Women, in states of emotional conflict, unconsciously reshape the past to align with their present feelings. If she loves you, memories of your mistakes fade. If she despises you, even your kindness becomes twisted into cruelty. To her, this isn't a lie. It is reality. Her unconscious rewrites the script, and she believes it. To Freud, this explained why reason fails in arguments with women. You are appealing to logic. She is living in an altered memory. Freud noticed that women often redirect desire when the original object is lost or forbidden. A woman rejected by one man might quickly fall for another, not because she has moved on, but because her unconscious simply substitutes one figure for another. To Freud, this showed that desire is less about the individual man and more about the role he fills in her psyche. If you lose your place in her unconscious script, someone else can step into it overnight. Freud insisted that all adult love carries remnants of childhood longing. For women, this meant that her unconscious often seeks a man who feels simultaneously like a lover and a parent. She desires passion but also protection, guidance, authority. This is why, Freud argued, women are drawn to men they call daddy in jest. The unconscious truth is not a joke at all. Freud was disturbed to find that many women unconsciously craved suffering in love. He called this feminine masochism. Not that women wish to be abused, but that pain, sacrifice, and emotional struggle often intensified their attachment. In his notes, he observed that women abandoned by cruel lovers often clung to them more fiercely. Freud concluded, "The unconscious sometimes confuses suffering with love itself." Freud studied the competition between women and claimed much of female desire is shaped by rivalry. A woman may pursue a man more fiercely if another woman desires him. This isn't about love, it's about validation. To Freud, this revealed that desire is often comparative. She doesn't just want the man she wants to win the contest. Freud wrote that women's desire is deeply entangled with narcissism. She doesn't just love a man, she loves how being loved by him enhances her self-image. This, he argued, is why many women lose interest after securing devotion. Once his love is guaranteed, it no longer boosts her ego. Her unconscious shifts, seeking a new source of validation. Freud controversially claimed that women often retain childlike qualities in their unconscious desires. He saw this not as an insult, but as a reflection of how their development was shaped by dependency. This meant that even the most independent woman might unconsciously long for a man who allows her to feel safe enough to be childlike again, carefree, protected, adored. Freud believed that while men sublimated their sexual drives into ambition, creation, and conquest, women remained more closely tied to the raw force of sexuality. This was his most dangerous claim, that female desire, left unchecked, could destabilize families, societies, even civilizations. Which is why, he believed, society built such strict rules around women's sexuality, not to oppress, but to contain. Freud's band theory ends with a chilling conclusion. Female desire is not hers alone. It is the unconscious of generations, her mother, her father, her ancestors living inside her. You cannot fully understand it. You cannot fully control it, and neither can she. The only path, Freud wrote, is ruthless honesty. To see the unconscious at work, to stop demanding consistency where none exists. To free yourself from the illusion that love is pure choice when it is ancient instinct in disguise. If this opened your eyes, don't just sit back. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone still trapped in the illusion. Freud's truth was unsettling, banned, and buried. But now you've seen it for yourself.